But going into ESL1 New York in that state might not be the best way to start it. But start it we will. Team Liquid versus eUnited. It's the first map of the best of 3 here as we get underway.
Yeah, so getting straight into the deep end, I think it's fair to say, and that's not a good start. That is not a good start. That's one of the players with the grenades on the T side. Vanity will pick up that P250 anyway, but you have lost 2 flashes, I believe it was. So ultimately, not a great situation. It looks like they're planning to boost over there, but it'll be too late, I think, unless Freakazoid stays. If he opens the door, he might cause a lot of confusion. But we're
Stewie.
No. So Freakazoid's very aware that that was a possibility now.
Yeah.
But they still do anyway.
That's the thing. They gave away the audio cue, so you felt like at least they'd be able to counter it. Instead, they go with the one attack. Stewie goes down off the back of Freakazoid going for the extension around. But at this point, it's all just left on Vanity. So 1 versus 4. Ali just sneaking up behind him. Just going to dink him down to 50 HP. Fully commits to at least try and get the frag and maybe have a exit path. But instead, he will fall. And Team Liquid get a pretty dominant first round there.
Comfortable, I think, is the word.
Yeah.
Right? They didn't have to do too much. Obviously, Ali just went, I've got a good spawn for mid. I'm going to peek mid. Gets the kill. That Stewie boost should not have got a kill, in my mind. Because you see, the set play was actually just to flash them outdoors. So Freakazoid clears that. They just try to boost. I just heard them try to boost. And then the flash comes through and it's too late. You lost 2 players in that time. A very awkward one. Not a great start, especially in a situation like this where technically your pick, you probably want to start quite hard. I think it was 9-1, I think it was the scoreline I tuned into the game as well. So it wasn't a case of Liquid having a tough 5-on-5 battle with them.
Sneaky Stewie. That actually works out way better as well because he got the kill after he was tagged down.
Nice $600. This is basically a throwaway round at any rate. Just a case of how many SMGs will get the kill, although that is a FAMAS drop.
Ooh. All right. Well, the brothers are coming in strong into the round at the very least, Ben. Food also finds one with his Glock, and he's recovered the MP5.
He didn't even take a hit. I don't know what's happened. I mean, in terms of damage, this is a great round for eUnited, because they will be getting AKs into the next. But it's not clear if this is over. NAF's so low, it'll be a case of immediate trades for Liquid's side, if anything, here. But with that bomb being down, Liquid actually making... I feel like it's quite smart to not bother trying to hold on to the bomb fully, just because of how many different avenues that food can come from. But they've kind of split here on the Liquid side. A lot of concern.
Yeah, they're giving him a lot of room if he actually does want to try and go for something a bit cheeky into this round, but he's only got 35 seconds. Technically, they are both very low as well. Nitro a little bit better off, but Naf's only on 14 HP.
I'm going to assume they didn't see the bomb.
No, you would have thought they'd play a little bit more aggressive.
Like, the way they've paired up is, like, just to make sure they trade. But it's been long enough now that they hear him. It shouldn't be anything. Oh, he ran into the wall. The Molotov would be good because he could probably put it onto short behind him, which he is going to do. Naf will be in heaven, but it'll be too late. A plant on this kind of round, if he gets it, because Naf could have peaked heaven. That's actually a great round regardless, to be honest. $800 extra as well to everybody. Surprising, really, because it looked like it was just going to be like slowly picked off one by one. If they wanted to, they could try and retrieve the FAMAS that Liege had in long toilets. Because they did have a kit on Naf, so he could have held quite a bit for that defuse, but hey-ho.
Could have been much, much worse there overall. Works out pretty nicely in the end for eUnited off the back of really just Freakazoid and Cooper finally starting to get the early entries. I honestly have no idea how Food was able to get away with his aggressive play up short as well. Because he must have just wiled out in towards the site. Got lucky with the Glock on the early dinks, I suppose, and then just walked off with the MP5. You'd have thought he'd at least taken some damage.
The only way I think it works is if he got like the sandbags on short, perhaps, and Twist didn't check it, and it's just dink. Yeah, I feel like that's...
Yeah.
Because otherwise he should get a single shot off, like in retaliation. Oh, that's a good nade. That is actually lovely. That was a really nice deep smoke from Liquid there as well. I've never seen people actually utilize a smoke like that for the aggressive monster play. It's normally just a smoke in the pipe and a flash over.
Yeah.
That's definitely a better way of doing it. Potentially something new. I personally haven't seen that myself, but very nice.
I mean, you completely isolate him at that point. You also negate so much more map control.
And you can see the concern. Look at United, 3 players outside Monster right now. They'll have to use a flash to clear there as well. But it's such an awkward area to clear, because you have to check that entire bottom divot. It could have been inside the short pipe as well. Like, there's a lot of different angles.
Yeah, you're completely exposed as you walk out. Now, it's coming down past the 50-second mark at this point. There's the
Two
utility.
flashes.
Oh, it's actually a nice peek that comes through from Marky, though. He gets the first frag onto Stewie. Continue spamming through, hoping to get those connections out through the wood and at least soften up the opposition, but they might not realize that Twists is lying in wait. He's just going to be holding the angle. MP9 in close range. Can really pack a punch if he can hit him upside the head, but Twist is actually getting spammed.
Elige, mouse wheel jump perhaps? Because that was very
it's
awkward.
like a panic jump.
Yeah. So Stewie, or Twists rather, has to give away his position, I imagine, outside the door, but it's going to be all Nitro, really. If he can get 2 kills, this should be perfect.
Oh, Marky with a flick, showing just how powerful the Krieg can actually be in that situation. The Molotov makes this so annoying, though. They had to waste way more time. The further Molly comes through, but luckily doesn't burn him out of position. The bomb will go down, and now they're in a huge spot to actually get this round. Freak is with a frag onto Naf, and it's all up to Twists to try and save the day here.
I can't. Marky, the winner of the round there, I think.
Oh, yeah,
it's fair to
MVP.
say. Like, he got the bomb down and everything, but that trade was... I guess it just looked crazier from our POV, perhaps, as well, right? Because it didn't really look like he was looking whatsoever. But that's a good gun round, though. I mean, the main thing, right? You know, they identified monster got pushed, will flash retake it. They then double flashed short, right? Which we saw, I believe it was Stewie actually up on the ramp. He turned the first one, but then turned back to try and face the door. He got blinded again. And it's just like, that's a frustrating kind of kill, though. Because you're just sat there like, why have they double flashed it? And that, you know, a player like Stewie, he gets a bit in the game, I think it's fair to say.
Very vocal as a player.
Yeah.
Like, the emotion is visibly
It goes
there.
both ways as well, that's the thing. Like,
Oh,
you love having a player like that, but then at the same time, if things are shaky, not ideal. Elite is really confident regarding this mid-air, isn't he? Started off from the pistol.
To be fair, if he can actually line this up and possibly just peer over the top of the smoke, if there's a man you want with a deagle in his hands to try and get an opening pick, I'd probably give my money towards Elige at that point.
Just based on his form in general for 2019, really, as well.
Yeah.
Like, easily, I mean, at times during the year, he was probably arguably better than Simple at times. Like, it's kind of a crazy statement, but honestly, he kind of was.
I mean, the stats don't lie. Like he's been sick.
But the issue is, well, we put Simple on such a pedestal so that when somebody matches it, you kind of push the other like ahead for a second. But United being very cautious with this one, kind of understanding there is a fear to be had. Did Marky see him?
Ooh. Didn't catch vision there. We'll pay the price for it as well, giving Nitro a Krieg to play with over on that CT side. eUnited, they've been playing these very slow rounds. They have been working out fairly nicely for them, but this time they start to speed it up as they get close towards the site. Vanity tagged down to 46 HP. Naf is isolated as his line of sight will be completely removed. Naf just gets the wild spam through the smoke as well, and that's what happens when you get a Krieg. Just complete slaughter from the back line. Freakazoid trying to show that he can wield the weapon to a high skill ceiling as well, but unfortunately it's the 4K from Nitro that just instantly ends any potential chance of that round.
So as soon as he got the kill with the CZ in door, he actually ran out immediately looking for more enemies. Like you see it here, he immediately runs out, grabs the gun. And I could tell there was, that Krieg on its own. When you give it to a CT side player, it's like the classic where people feel like they do better with an M4 on T side and an AK on CT side. But the Krieg is like 10 times worse. It's just like so much worse to give to another player. But when you've got Nitro actually playing so offensive, normally he's the laid-back type, where if you need him to come online, he will. That's actually a really nice nade. 84 damage! Food must have dropped a rifle for a player because he's got no armor as well, so that's rough. Obviously there are situations where that actually straight kills you as well.
Yeah, that's actually horrible how much damage that's done into this one. So early into the round as well. Basically mirror images across both teams, though, in terms of the total HP that's taken a big hit.
This is just utility damage, by the way, across the board. So it's actually available for a peek here? I can't imagine Elige wide peek's too far. United playing a very slow T-side.
They have been.
Across the board here. Which, that was straight through smoke. So Elige drops actually in an unfortunate stance there. Like standing in the wrong place at the wrong time. But there is 2 players towards this site anyway. These smokes are coming through. This is the actual Na'Vi smokes. That's a lovely counter smoke actually put down in front of where the smokes go in. So Naf. Ooh. The thing is, you see that smoke there, you probably spam it. And he's so low anyway.
Yeah, you can't really risk playing bold and brash at this point, which was the call that you wanted to go for. Instead, backs up. The three Musketeers from Team Liquid all playing close by on the site. They're going to go for the boost up, though. Put him in the elevated angle, make it harder to hit the headshot, but better for him to actually spam down and really start to rip his way through them. Nitro, hungry for more as well. And the overextension out. This is where Vanity starts to go sick, Ben. 2 frags picked up in a matter of seconds. Tries to draw them in with a fake tap on a bomb, but has to commit to it now. It's all on Cooper to protect him, really. He has to be the bodyguard. He couldn't quite save him, but he does at least salvage it, putting it into a tight position. He's got 39 HP. He's left in the 1v1. Bomb is down. Stewie has the kit, but he has no more utility, and he's been tapped down as well. eUnited clutching it out, with Cooper coming in strong.
Kind of rough. It's one of those clutches, I think, from Stewie's perspective, where in hindsight he knows immediately that Molotov should not have gone there.
No.
Like, not at all. That's the one angle where it doesn't actually make much of a difference. Like, they did everything right, Liquid, up until this point here, right? So Vanity does perfectly. I was worried that he fake planted for a second because he kind of stuttered, though. He had the bomb out for a good second, but he peeks out, gets both kills. Cooper does everything that's needed of him, which means Liquid, they don't actually force into this either. Like, not even armor in play. They've got good money across the board, so I'm not surprised. But it's the fact you did just win a round where you did have armor. It's not even like every player's gone for pistols. I imagine Naf might drop a Norp, perhaps. That might be the only reason he didn't drop a P250.
Thing is, they're set up quite nicely to actually deal with this. If there is a push towards long from eUnited, you've got 2 players playing anti-flash. They are protected. The only problem is no one's going there. They're actually just tiptoeing their way straight up, still going for these really slow-paced rounds. And if they head over towards B, which looks like it actually could be the play through connector, there is only Stewie there. He is armed with a deagle at least, but it's just going to be him on his lonesome.
Yeah, you'll hear that door open as well and gets the information there is a player in there. A single smoke comes in, but the timing here...
Oh, Cooper's beamed them, Ben.
Oh no.
They overextended out too far. He's able to take so many easy fights with them, just playing around the pole. Did a lot of damage, but didn't actually get any more than just a single frag. They don't want to try and recover the weapon because they still realize there's more T's there, but Twists, as he finally goes for the face, just tags them up a little bit. Actually can't convert it into a frag. They know where all the players are at this point as well, so they can rotate in towards the B site, at least get the bomb down and play it for the post bomb.
If you're in Liquid's like position right now, though, exits is like the golden hit here. Yeah. Right? Because you know you're already buying next round. You can actually grab one of the guns that you did kill towards Fountain, which is an SG in Elysia's hands now. And then the other pistol should probably go for some kind of exit hold. So Naf shall do this here. Twist should go outside Monster, potentially. The issue is he can't actually get in a really prime position, because as you can see on the radar Freakazoid, he's very far up in that area. Which means you don't have to check Club Bunny, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But the exit should be through B short / Monster, which, as we can see, is not really covered. So it should be 4 players alive for United, which, in honesty, I can say eco like this, actually not too bad. Naf potentially goes causing concern if he taps it. Oh no, he's actually going for the exit here. Doesn't get anything.
No. Doesn't work out at all.
Cheeky. Very cheeky.
Yeah, silver lining, of course, being as well, Elige was able to save a Krieg, so
yeah.
that's the always a very scary factor that can come back to haunt you.
There's talks here, yeah, there was talks for a few seconds there if Elige was going to drop Nitro. So he had $3,300 after buying head armor with that SG. And you could see this for a second is like, you want me to drop you your weapon? Nitro decides, I'll buy my own, it's fine. So he actually gets an MP9, which, it's not the worst thing in the world. Like, it's still a great gun, just not a rifle, I guess is the ultimate thing. So a lot of aggressive utility being used on the Liquid side. You can see all 3 of them down on the radar there.
Ooh.
One towards playground. Oh, the triple nade! Normally it's done with 2.
Yeah.
But look how much damage it did to Naf as well. Like, it kills one, nearly destroys the other.
We've actually had some really, really class utility usage.
Yeah. Like, utility damage across the board. Like, Overpass is a good map for it anyway, just because if there's a monster rush, you get a Molotov down, it'll do so much. But across the board, eUnited seem to be doing quite well in terms of prep for this. This is still their pick, bear in mind. A lot of people would go onto this and assume, Liquid's pick. It's not the actual situation.
It's not looking bad for them at all at this point. A minute left in the round. You've already got the opening kill. Naf is left just completely broken as well in terms of his HP. So he's going to be staggering around the map. They've left the bomb at this point, so they're able to just scout out, play a little bit more loose if they need to. They can then fall back and grab that into the late round. Vanity's attempting to test the waters slightly over towards Monster. Freakazoid just playing on the lurk angle right now, hoping to catch them off guard if we do see a push from a Liege.
This could be really awkward. So they're running into the 3-man B setup that is here. Naf obviously is quite low, but he is playing a headshot angle, so regardless it doesn't actually change much. If he gets the first kill, manages to drop, they get baited into thinking Twists is not there. I don't know how he's managed to live, in all fairness. So Twists in pit alive, he's kind of the crucial factor here.
Works out well for Freakazoid as well. He got the rotation frag onto a Liege. Marky on the push out, does get the info, but he will pay the price for it going down. Taken out by the Famous. Naf back on the elevated angle, hoping to at least punish them from up top. Cooper will peek it. He wins the fight though, Ben. He survives on 7 HP. Now there's only 2 CTs left on the side of Liquid to attempt to retake this. The nade is golden. It's going to blow Cooper straight out the server. Twist gets the info of the players towards short. They're going to jump on the bomb to at least try and push them through, but they don't have time. And they're not going to have their lives anymore either. Just slaughtered there by the Krieg from Freakazoid.
Can't help but feel like Naf should have done better in the positions he was put in, right? He gets the first peak, should have done better with it. That's... It's so nice to see the triple, though.
Yeah.
Because if, 2 grenades, I think the most you can do to a single player anyway is like 65, 70 damage, especially when they have Kevlar helmet, which means you're having to bank on it being, an incredible shot. But instead, 3 of them, much easier. And that is shown beautifully right there. So this is another simple round from Liquid again. Just pistols, not much armor. I mean, Liege is the only player. The thing is, Liquid are slowly getting to the point where they're really willing to allow Liege to be that solo A player. Even though eUnited have gone A quite a few times, it's always been about 45 seconds and very slow to the point that they can get a rotate back. And Liege has been playing so far up as well. The information is quite early. But when you think Liquid chose to start CT, not looking good.
Still early doors at this point, though. Only going into round 8. eUnited slow play once again, living in strong into this round, although a Liege looks to try and turn up the tempo. A couple of awkward misses with a Deagle means he won't net himself the initial kill, but Naf's already done that and was hoping to double down, capitalise with the weapon that he scavenged. Can't quite get the shots off, and they're back into a bit of a struggle now, Ben, with just the pistols.
Yeah, just the pistols in play. Freakazoid doing really well. Well, him and Cooper, to be fair. Both of them doing really well. Twist is that 1 man on B. He has a Deagle, so it's always possible when you have a Deagle. But in reality, how much can you get?
Oh, all right. Well, that's quite naughty. Twists able to play through the awkward angle to actually get the opening shot, but instantly sidelined and taken down. So no chance of any more shenanigans really for him. Nitro, save the Krieg, get out of there. It's not really worth it. You're not going to be able to retake that in the 1v3. So eUnited now actually starting to build somewhat of a lead, Ben, taking it 5-3. I
think it's hitting the point where Liquid need an AWP. So we can assume, based on the money, Liege might drop an M4 for Stewie, SG goes to Liege, Nitro gets himself an AWP, perhaps. That might be the best way of doing things here. Because it feels like they need to have some sort of aggressive control in the form of whether it's an AWP actually controlling somewhere towards A and actually keeping the control, or they simply just need to identify that eUnited are playing so slow as well that the executes come in with less than a minute left. So if you hold on to your grenades a bit more, you can hopefully get things done. So the SG is on the floor, that goes to Liege, the M4 goes to Stewie, and the actual AUG goes to Twists. I feel like there's, there we go, yeah, I was going to say, there was a bit of confusion amidst the swaps there. So let's see how this goes then. Ooh, that's a team stab. Left click to the back. Not very nice.
Bit of a not love tap, really.
Yeah, angry tap.
Someone that can be very angry though, Nitro, with the AWP in his hands. Scoping out early, seeing if they were going to be funneling into him, but they're not. Instead, they might be walking straight into a Liege, armed with a Krieg. This is where he can be so devastating. Although he backs off, Ben. He makes so much noise as well. Nitro is still on the scene, and a Liege somehow walks away with the opening kill still.
If they can get away with the opening kill and actually reset, that's an incredible kill to find. Especially considering we saw that timing, it was really awkward. But eUnited, I mean, Freakazoid is ready to line up a smoke there, but actually pulls off in the end. So potentially United trying to reset. This boost is going to come out. It's a very nice one to actually go for, because you can actually get such a nice angle. Marky's had some, I think his only kills have all been very nice little slick one taps, more or less.
They've been like really crisp, just fast snaps with a Krieg.
Oh. So Stewie actually abusing the idea, because they did kill that player. He's actually going aggressive.
The nade he chucked in was so damaging as well. Almost capitalized the kill. Food. But Stewie's going to go all in with the AUG. Everyone's just landing headshots. And that's gone from bad to worse in like 2 seconds. Now it's all down to Cooper. He's got 23 seconds. The flash beat comes out from Stewie because of course he will. Going to bring Cooper down to 21 HP. He does have an AWP in his hands. So if there's ever a chance for Bogdan's Law, it would have been now. Instead, though, it's not going to work out. Eliminated there by Stewie as they do start to bring it back.
Yeah, I think that's the epitome of a left-hand peek into a right.
Yeah.
But you can see how slick that boost was, though, in the sense it made actually no noise when they went for the jump, because it was short enough distance, as well as it being perfectly executed in that sense.
There was a taser there. It's just been thrown behind the bin.
Yeah, who was the culprit? I believe it was Stewie that threw the taser there. Yeah, it would have been Stewie. So the utility he bought costs 1,300, taser 200, minus 1,500 for the round. We found him.
We got our man.
So Liquid is still expunging quite a lot of early utility towards that monster side. We haven't seen any quick round from eUnited. Even on the eco rounds, they kind of played it slow and got some random kills really here and there. But you can see the damage, though, in terms of economy for United. Even though they won those last 3 rounds, you know, Vanity's on a deagle. Not much utility across the board either. I was kind of interested to see why Cooper brought an AWP into play last round as well. Because they had been winning without it.
Yeah.
And now he's brought it in again as well. I didn't understand if he knew Nitro had an AWP to begin with, but that wasn't in play yet. So, interesting choice. That's a lovely nade. The theory behind that was actually just Molotov barrels. As soon as he sees that coming over, they'll run into the grenade, which is such a simple thing, really, because like, you see it happen, you're like, oh yeah, that's pretty cool. But it's like, you wouldn't think to go, could you molly barrels? And then I'll nade the runner.
Yeah.
And now this is why I want to see people triple nade it as they run out of the barrels.
The thing is that's awkward, though, is just the sheer amount of damage they've already done before they've actually even seen anyone. All the utility usage has just been beating them all down. Marky's so low. The timing on this could be critical.
Oh my word.
Nitro's got, he runs up towards the site, somehow still kills Nitro off the back of that. Cooper's AWP finally starts to do some kind of damage. But this is so awkward. What can you even do at that point? It's a 1 versus 3.
I can't believe Nitro still got a kill.
I don't know how Vanity even killed him, though. He's gone out.
He's like the last second swing, death, wasn't it?
Yeah. He saw literally everyone and then was like, I see.
This guy right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. He went for the furthest target. It's like, this guy's quite far away. Nobody's going to think about getting him. I'll get him for the boys. And instead we now see a 5-5 score. So I kind of would like the idea of buying behind the AWP on a T-side situation like this. Potentially hold the contact peak on Monster, perhaps? Like, if he holds a tight enough angle where the flash peak will not get him, it'd be quite nice, but as you can see, there isn't actually any purchases behind it. It's just 2 deals, P250, some nades, and immediately Freak Soy takes damage. I believe that was actually spam from Elige rather than anything else as well. So Twist's trying his best to get up there.
It's not really working out. There we go.
He wanted the other one, but that'll do. God. So they are actually going towards Monster, but they're using the AWP to walk out with it. If you got a single flash, that could actually destroy Twists in this position.
Well, there's the
flash.
flash.
It's gone too early.
Yeah, he's going to have complete crystal clear vision. He does overextend, though, off the back of the first crack. They've isolated Marky. He needs to get the kill to keep himself actually in the position to do something in the round. Instead, now he's dead. The bomb's down in CT side control. You've also got left with nearly no one on that T side to fight. Cooper luckily adjusts his AWP at the right timing. Does get the kill onto Naf. You're close towards short. Again, saved by the bell as they'll begin to back off.
So let's see how slick this one is.
If he hits
again,
the
very
shot,
silent.
If he kills Stewie here, Ben, you're back into a 3 versus 2. You can very easily make this work. The jump spot, Elige revealing himself. He goes for the no-scope, but he won't actually tag. But the spam is huge. Both of them just being chipped away. Freakazoid's used this as his opportunity to go full silent assassin and sneak into the site. Gets the kill with the Deagle. Almost the adjustment onto Nitro, but he is going to put him to bed. eUnited will finish both of them as they start to storm the site. And Team Liquid finally have the advantage again.
So while that was still quite a costly round for Liquid, they got surprisingly a lot of casualties, all things considered, in my mind. Just because you know the bomb is stuck like outside Monster. It's on your side. But they didn't seem too aware that they could have gone B short, like until it was far too late. So Cooper having to pay the price from last round. Just the Deagle and grenades. Obviously it was the save from before. Ooh, he's actually got ahead of the smoke there.
Ooh. You know what? This is like the second time we've actually seen Food just go for a far short play as well and be able to catch them off guard. That's a good entry into the round. He's done a lot of damage there versus Stewie. eUnited actually messes up on the fight versus Marky, but it is cancelled out ever so slightly. Now, was hoping to really overthrow, but instead Vanity comes in with a wall bang out of absolutely nowhere, and this has really put the pressure into Team Liquid now.
It's kind of weird. They get caught off at B. eUnited goes for retaliation because there was a Molotov behind him. But then Naf gets the trade, but then kind of overstays his welcome far too much.
Yeah.
Like, this was probably the fastest round in terms of early kills we'd seen since the pistol, in all fairness.
It was a rapid trade back and forth. I mean, the thing is, I think Naf literally thought if I just fully commit, I will get both.
Nitro.
Oh, the timing is everything here. He's so heavily focused.
They saw his scope.
Cooper walks in, he barely misses with the Deagle. They're just sprinting him as well. He gets slowed down off the back of the tags. He tried to at least get one with a Hail Mary AWP play on the way out, but Cooper's going to kill him, and now the bomb can go down. They've got the A site. This is going to be 6-6. Twist has just got to save it.
It's an awkward save as well, because you've kind of reset your loss bonus. So, yeah, you can see the money across the board is 3 players on less than 300. A player on 13, a player on 24. Your best bet, actually, if he saves the M4, it looks like he's thinking of a potential ninja. Because it should be an obvious save. But Freakazoid... Oh, actually, to be fair, that A site's so hard to ninja anyway. Just because it's planted on such a deep angle.
Yeah.
But alas, there'll be no X's to be found. How much damage did he take here? Like 60? 45.
It's not too bad.
Yeah, it's actually not too bad at all. Feels like you'd get the same damage from the B site, in all fairness. Quite an interesting one there. Like, so Naf gets that kill, but then this last 3 seconds, it's as soon as he gets that fight, obviously he tries the exits, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
Right? But he should never have actually gone further ahead anyway. He should have got the kill, get straight back out there. Like, it's very unlikely you get 2 kills in that spot. They've actually bought into this as well. So I was saying that 2 or 3 of the players actually were on a double eco. Twist's actually dropped a weapon across as well. Oh, that's a lovely shot.
That's absolute filth. The Superstar man with the scout there coming through instantly delivers a bullet straight into the cranium of Cooper. It's a good way to start off the round. He'd been teasing those aggressive plays towards mid, and this time he just goes all in for it. eUnited as well, just holding, hoping someone's going to dare to try and get past him towards long. Nitro spots out another man, fires off a warning shot, but calls it quits. You've already got the first frag. Don't throw away that lead.
And eUnited actually did advance on long then as well. So it's been long enough that Liquid, they never seem to find anybody towards A long anyway. So eUnited just thought, I'm going to make a play. And obviously it works out greatly. They didn't actually look for the bomb or anything. But you can see the concern actually with the food there, fully checking everything. He's actually picked up the AWP, or is he just throwing it over the map? It looks like he's throwing it over the map. So that's a nice move, I suppose. That means the guarantee that will not be recovered.
Yeah, it's smart. I mean, worst case, they not only win the round, but also then Nitro now has an AWP rather than a scout for free, which wouldn't have worked out too great. Stewie does go for a clear towards Monster. Luckily with the timing, it's not as they are coming towards him. Freakazoid takes a beating on the entry, but they're still going to power through it. Twists, he needs to play around the pole perfectly here to actually deny the entry towards the site. Marky gets 2. He's able to just absolutely annihilate them on the way in, but Nitro and Twist do enough damage to put it back into a powerful position. Food, it's up to him now to really make a meal out of this one. Firing off the warning shots, dives into the smoke to at least try and get a bomb plant. They're struggling to connect the shots. They've tagged him up ever so slightly. He has one single flash. He's playing with his back towards the smoke, wanted to get the 1v1 versus Twists, but Twists will tackle him, and Liquid will get a 7th round.
The fact that United still got a plant, kind of, it's a bit scary to me, because this B site hold from Liquid in the second half of this first half has actually been quite disappointing, I guess, more or less. Like, sometimes, obviously, there's a hero play, right? So Marky getting 2 kills there, he probably shouldn't have, and that kind of made the plant possible. But they seem to be getting picked off quite often on that B site, whether it's just somebody getting up short fast and getting a kill, or just, you know, overstepping a bit. So this is the big round. This more or less decides who wins the half. Ultimately, obviously, Liquid would win the half regardless if they do get it. But it's probably the last big buy round for either side here. So Vanity gets an opening because of Liege. Look how far up he was. So Vanity put the smoke on the Molotov they've been doing every round. Liege advanced on it, and obviously Vanity was very ready for that.
It's a very bold play to go for, but yeah, definitely been starting to build his confidence. This could be horrible, though. Losing the first man. At least Stewie goes for the jump spot and gets the information. He doesn't quite tag them up when he goes for the spam through the wood, though. And Freakazoid, he's going to hope to be... Oh,
we've seen it done so well.
It's worked so well every time Marky's gone for it.
It's been a different player.
Yeah.
So a kill and damage actually isn't that bad. Obviously, you'd much prefer the 2, but when you consider either get traded immediately, no damage, that's a great one. Ooh. They are aware the player could be indoor. Like, see both of them just staring at it. Oh, that's a spare smoke. Where does that come from? I think that came from short. It's just blasted off a HE grenade and just landed straight to them.
Well, that was nice.
A gift.
Yeah, they've been blessed into the round. Let's see if it laid them any more, though, as they are going to just work their way through Monster. Everyone going in together, as they are just going to go as the triple threat. Freakazoid coming in as the pincer piece from short. They've already lost Marky, though, instantly. Twists is looking just to dismember everyone. That's 3 kills picked up, and now for the final killing blow as Freakazoid exposes himself. They are going to be walking away as the champions in this half, with at the very least 8 rounds, but can they make it a 9-6, Ben?
Yeah, Twists, how many highlights have we seen from him on that B-bomb site, anyway? Like, that pit sort of area, like the mound. It's his domain, honestly. He's a headshot king anyway. But like that area, you can prioritize hedge so much. Like I think he has like what 63% headshot ratio, something ridiculous. It's the highest we've had since Scream, that I know of in terms of actual pro play. So yeah, they have somebody like that. Obviously, it's great. And that's another nice entry in the midst of the grenade smoke as well.
Yeah, it's a big all-in play, but it works well at least to really set the pace of the round. And he was hoping to make this one a highlight clip until Marky denies it with a response of his own. All of these pre-frags have been so clean from him. And he's still giving us more, Ben. A headshot onto a Liege. That is just naughty. And he's left into the 3 versus 3. They're going to donate the AWP over to him. Bogdan, of course. Let's see if he can make it a pog down at this point. Focusing over towards Bank, hoping to see them actually overextend. Naf walks into him. Marky could be on for an absolutely terrific round.
That's another player falling, you know, to the same system that happened earlier with Stewie. You Molotov an area. It doesn't block them entirely. Oh, what? Again, though, somebody walking up short is catching a player off at B.
This has happened far too many times, which is really quite rough, because it could have been a 9-6 also easily for Liquid. Instead, they're now going to be struggling to actually close it out
what a Molotov
as an 8-7.
That's arrived just in time.
Denies the whole play from Stewie.
On a second. But he's got out.
Doesn't work out as well on the second time. He has been able to slip his way through. Spots out food, but he can't even win that firefight. He will be destroyed, and this is competitive as hell. Of course, there is more to come, though. Join us after the break.
dancing on my own when you spill that rum and coke on my t-shirt. Yeah, your eyes made it difficult to get my baby. next thing I knew, we were so ready to give in, skin to skin on that baseline. Ooh, you give me that high pitch feel, babe.
Now, we told you that this would probably be a slobber knocker, but that was more wishful thinking, although so far, Ben, it's been giving us that.
It's been a bit surprising, really, all things considered. eUnited picking Overpass, bit of a shock to everybody anyway. But then, actually, Liquid only coming out 8-7 ahead after choosing to start CT side.
Yeah.
The question is, what can eUnited do on that CT side?
Oh, and what could Vanity potentially do in this opening pistol round here on the second half? He was looking to at least get an early lead for them. Fires off a warning shot as he backs off. He did get a ton of info, though.
Yeah, it looks like it's just going to be a straight setup on execute here. So that's a smoke towards CT, and a second smoke landing right side of site. So the idea perhaps to actually swarm through the smokes, potentially.
Or
But they're getting caught off before it.
everyone's getting popped right in the head. Vanity should get this backstab as well. Oh, Ben, everyone has been overthrown. This could be a completely clean round here for eUnited.
Very surprising. They were getting killed before they actually moved onward as a team.
Yeah.
Right? They were waiting for flashbangs. You could see Stewie was lining one up. Ooh. Cooper, very much believing in the angle. Oh, he's thinking everyone. No kills. No kills there. But a very clean round. That it just felt like they were getting assassinated. That was like an ambush, honestly. You just see a
SAS.
single, two. And people were just falling.
They all just came out of the bushes.
That's all tied up, though, as well. So the question is, do Liquid actually buy into this one? So they had success on the second round. Actually, yeah, it was the third round, was it? Or was it the fourth? It was the fourth, wasn't it? Where they actually had a slight force buy-in. It was after the first buy round. They've only got a single or two P250s, no nades. So eUnited, you got to be hoping you don't lose more than one player here, in my mind. Or at the very least, if you do lose two, it's the SMBs to get all the kills.
Well, Cooper's taking a fight early on with the MP9 there. Does get the read of at least where Stewie is. Now he's going to advance back up the steps and potentially be walking his way straight into an ambush, though. Vanity's gone. He's had to back off. He doesn't want to commit into this, but he runs straight into the awaiting arms of Stewie, and this has gone really quite rough for eUnited in this round so far, Ben. They're only down to 3 players remaining. Freakazoid is trapped between a rock and a hard place, and will have to fight tooth and nail for survive. They're going to push into him, so he at least gets another frag. Food from a distance, trades it back to at least put them in an equal stance again, and there is still a minute to play with. Stewie just tiptoeing his way in towards the B site. Is Marky just going to hold his ground for now?
He actually likes to go for the jump spot at the back of site. He seems quite split on what he wants to do, though. The smoke gives Stewie all of the information he needs there. He can just tell him, just come out once to crouch out. You shouldn't have an issue. He's jump spotting towards upper right now. So this plant will be free. This is very winnable, though. The fact it's gone down to a 2v2 is kind of outrageous, really.
This is quite scary. Marky, he has the high ground. He is looking to at least get some info and potentially the initial pick. He has made a lot of noise. They're going to know exactly where he is. Food is their one trump card they have. He's coming in from short, and he needs to be so precise. If he actually does extend out here, no one is covering the back for Nitro, so it's a free frag gifted to him. Stewie struggles with the Glock, and they won't get the round. A round that somehow nearly went their way.
Yeah, it seemed to be... I mean, Vanity was quite overzealous, wasn't he? With that very wide peak. When you've got an M4, why are you even bothering trying to go for that sort of kill?
He could have just held, basically, at that point.
I'm surprised he's in long towards to begin with, really. You know, he was there on the pistol, and obviously I'd say he was quite fortunate to get away.
Talking to be unfortunate, Freakazoid actually really saved the round for them there as well. If he only got one, I mean, even then it would have been horrific, because Food probably would have still maybe got that one frag as they swarmed him, but if he dies, they've got a site. That's it. That's basically the whole round.
Yeah, so that's got to be a lot of belief for Liquid. Look how good that buy is. Like, consider the pistol was a complete whitewash. They get the plant on the second after investing next to nothing, really. So let's see how eUnited how prepared they are for the Liquid T side, because they looked pretty prepared for that CT side. So that smoke must have actually missed, because there's no way you actually want to have a gap there. Imagine if an AWP is holding that angle. It's a free kill for him, really.
Yeah, back to the old faithful, it seems, with a set play towards the A site late into this one. Stewie playing for the lurk on short over towards the B site, hoping to do what eUnited were doing to them in the first half. Cooper, aggressive as ever, goes in swinging and makes a bit of a mess in the toilets, leaving Elija's corpse there on the ground. Freakazoid playing around this flash, gets taken down. Now they've got long control. This is going to get really awkward to defend the A site.
What's awkward is that flash was inside the toilets and he's turned.
Yeah.
It wasn't even going for him. Like, you can understand the concern from it, but that's so awkward. A situation where he probably, if he kills Nitro there, he and Cooper can then win the round on their own. We saw Marky or Stewie, or Twist, sorry, even get 3 kills from this exact position when they played this game at Monster. Stewie, though, abusing the fact they're not watching Monster properly. There's only 25 seconds left. The bomb's going B.
This is going to be so starved for time. Literally any delay at all from eUnited could spell disaster into this round. Stewie gets caught off guard on the 1v1 there versus Marky. Nitro's at least going to trade it, but Vanity is really kicking up a fuss. And now they're down into the 2v2. Twists with the extension around. Will find food, but Nitro has to get this bomb planted here. Luckily, it goes down, putting them into a good position to at least close out the round. But we've seen this happen before. Cooper silently makes his play as he advances round here. They're going to have to protect their necks into this one, Ben, as Cooper comes into the scene, hungering for a win. They're not protecting each other as well. Short is the only angle that was completely open, but Cooper starts to make noise, and Nitro's able to realize where he is and be prepared for it.
Nitro's played so well this game as well. 20 kills already. Ultimately, when his team need him, he does step up, of course.
Yeah. 115 ADR right now as well, so
Yeah.
absolutely giving it.
It's one of those situations, like, you do see one of these games out of him, probably like every, what, 12 games? 12 games, 13 games? Usually it's with an AWP, though. And if I'm honest, with an AWP, he hasn't really done much this game. It's been more the rifle.
We had a couple more aggressive plays, like the end of CT half, but that was about it.
Yeah, that was with a scout as well, to be fair.
Talking of which, Cooper now donning one to try and do a good impression.
Nearly getting the kill. Ooh. Some cheeky deagle spam through the wood and through the door. So the question really is, like, how prepared are eUnited to actually take the long fight in this half? Like, how well have they investigated Liquid's actual like playbook? Do they fully know? Because there's going to be a flash out monster here. Naf. Oh, he was in such a good angle for that. I'm surprised Marky gets the kill still there, in all honesty. But you can see this is the reaction play. Cooper, ooh, double zoom a bit too much at times.
Ooh. All the headshots are pretty damn crisp at this point, though. Winning the majority of firefights they've been given. There's only Freakazoid and Marky that remain. Marky does have a rifle. He's got the Krieg in his hand and a smoke in his back pocket, but they've lost control of the A site. In reality, you're probably just going to want to scavenge those weapons and get away. He has full armor as well, so it isn't really worth it.
Yeah, it's just a case of Freakazoid. He actually doesn't need to go for anything here. Like, that's... You're not going to be buying next, so you might as well keep the deagle into next round with the armor. Marky can drop a deagle down as well. And the thing is, Liquid should know one of the guns is gone. It was an SG. They know damn well how powerful an SG can be when it's actually dropped across. Like, there was the round where Nitro got 3 kills with it. So Liquid actually regained the lead. This game's back and forth in a crazy fashion, really. Like, I believe the online game they played last week actually was an eUnited lead. That was 9-1. So when you consider that it took the 9-1 lead and it still ended 16-11 in that game, the fact that this one's 10-9, it's still close, despite Liquid eUnited not actually gaining a crazy lead. Kind of concerning, but in my mind, I can't feel like potentially it's just a case of slow starting for Liquid. Like, some of the players not quite there yet, like getting to tournament form, perhaps. First tactical of the game, though. Are they thinking of potentially force buying behind this, perhaps?
I mean, maybe.
It's incredibly high risk.
Yeah, it would be a hell of a gamble.
Yeah, because you're not going to get any other rifles out. Like, Marky can't even drop a FAMAS. He's $50 short. Are they trying to think, like, what can we do around the SG, maybe? That sort of thing?
I mean, out of all of the players right now that have really had that Krieg in their hands, Marky's looked incredibly precise with it on the United side. It's not as if he's been missing many shots, so maybe if you can set him up to actually excel with a weapon, he could be the saving grace into the round, but you'd assume this is more than anything probably just going to be a throwaway in the end.
Yeah. So now he buys a flash with whatever he had before. But the question is, what is he going to do with it? He's got the flash ready. He actually just pre-flashed the monster just as a precaution. So the question is, have they actually decided the full game plan? It looks like they wanted to take the long monster peek, and that has not worked out.
No, that has gone incredibly awkward for the mark. He's already dead. They do grab the gun.
Ooh. Oh, if that nade went through, that would have been perfect. Freakazoid does not have a pistol due to that swap with food. But he does have an SG, so swings around.
Oh, the
No
timing at every opportunity. Yeah, unfortunately, you can't get the benefits of that scope if you can't use your eyes to look through it. Vanity with the deagle, no chance. Even up close and personal, just egging down, going for the spam, it's not going to ricochet up and actually give him the free kill. So it will now be 11-9. Probably expected off the back of what they actually had in their arsenal going into that round, but the fact they really didn't get anything for it is it's just rough. The timing on both of the peaks they went for with that Krieg not working out well at all.
Electrifying, I'm hoping, for this round.
Yeah, the second taser of the game, this time actually kept in their inventory.
Yeah, and I imagine he will use it properly as well. So there's a smoke actually that's been thrown from spawn at Land Monster. They're going to go for a triple boost as well. So the taser will be in the second. He won't be using that in this situation. But let's see what Freakazoid does with his deagle there.
Oh,
Very close to 2. Kill. Yeah. So that was good damage across the board, right? A kill and damage on a round where you're what? Deagles and armor? Great, really.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy the fact they actually looked like they were giving him the opportunity to walk away with that second frag there. Doing that much damage as well really puts them in a position where if they can actually at least try and catch them off guard and play with the timing, maybe there's a chance. Not a huge one, but with the buy they've got, they could still build from this, Ben.
Yeah, I didn't really touch on the actual buy from eUnited here as well. It's worth noting, they really want an AWP in play. Yeah. So like, they did have like 4,500 on most of the players last round, or rather at the start of the round. They are banking on the idea we need an AWP in play, Cooper to run the show. To be fair, when he had the AWP actually towards the end of the half, he seemed to be doing quite well with it when he was the hero AWP, right? But when it was actually on a buy round, it didn't seem to be like doing as much. Ooh. Freakazoid has flashed it.
Oh, Food going in with the CZ. This could be his moment to shine.
He got the taser kill. He realised.
He made it work,
Freakazoid.
man. What a shocker. Stewie is going to be absolutely furious, and it's all on Naf. The 1 versus 2. Going up against a man with a deagle.
Oh no, Vanity.
And Vanity with a Max 7 from a distance. Firing those pellets out. At the very least, spooking him as he goes for the air burst. He hits him with it, and then finishes him with a USP.
That's the same thing Naf has died to twice this game now. Freakazoid's flash could not have come at a better time.
No.
Right there. Like, it started with those, like, a kill and a half. But this flash, beautiful. Comes right in. All of them, like, Food Fight should have done better. But Marky's jumped out and tased the guy mid-air.
You've got the entry off the back of the airborne taser.
You love to see it.
That's ridiculous. Fair play to the lad. Fair play.
He's made it work.
You can really feel the electricity in the air at ESL1 New York then.
So a round out of nothing, a round where they were thinking, we're planning on the next round. This one is just, we have armor, we have pistols, see what we can do. But the fact that Freakazoid's held onto that flashbang until there's, what, 50 seconds, 45 seconds left? The timing was impeccable.
This could actually be kind of sick as well. You got the Mag 7 in close range. Yeah, he is going to get pushed back quite heavily because of the Molotov.
Damage good.
But yeah, he really softened them up. It won't matter too much because of the pure overkill that comes through from Cooper there off the back of the AWP. Marky now so low as well. He's taken so much damage, but his teammates are going to do the work for him. You have the advantage into the round, but Naf looks to completely eradicate any chance of you making use of that. He's going to take a ton of damage from the grenade. This is where Nitro has to do more, and unfortunately he cannot. He has been beheaded by Food, and Naf is left to attempt to save it. If he lands one bullet, it would have been the kill onto Marky. Instead, he couldn't land any. Marky runs full speed in, sprays him down with the M4. They're going to delay the defuse as well so they can actually scavenge.
At the very least, they'll find an AK, but I think the SG was the good idea there. But regardless, that's great. They're 11-11 now. Liquid, they can still buy, but the fact that these rounds are going the way they are, it feels like the luck is all on United's side. Every peak is going in their favor right now. It's getting to the point where United is, they're feeling it's ours now.
Well, they're winning the aim battles, though. That's the thing. Like, anytime it's actually been a fight, the timing's actually worked out pretty well for them. It's been good. This has given us a super competitive game. Round 23, it's completely tied, 11-11. And now there's actually complete buys across the board as well. And we're finally going to have that first battle of the AWPs as well on Nitro and Cooper. Cooper, maybe a blessing in disguise there. He actually did back off from the flash, Ben.
Yeah, good flash by Nitro, and then the peak obviously followed through. Made towards short. So a bit of a slower round from Liquid here, rather than the ones we've seen in the past few minutes. Ooh. CTNA's not doing as much as the Liquid ones were, as a comparison.
Yeah, they were definitely a lot more effective.
They were a bit more precise, I think. Like, the nades are like general, like generally thrown rather than going for this is specifically to hit there, right? Down to the last minute there on the clock. A lot of damage exchange at B now. So that actually was through the wood, I think, close to Monster, like from short, right?
It's interesting actually how both sides have actually had a very reminiscent T-half of each other. They played it so slow. They leave the bomb into the late period into the round, but this time they're all regrouping, heading on over towards the A site, unless it's actually going to be the connector in towards B play. You've got 3 players on B. 2 of them took a bit of a hit early on in the round as well, with Food being left on 60 and Freakazoid back down to 80. There isn't much utility at all, Ben, on that CT side. You've only got 2 flashes, so they can't even delay this with a wall of smokes. They're going to be walking straight in, crystal clear vision. They can use their heat smokes now to block off all the angles and make this so much harder for the CTs to actually defend. They're in towards the bomb site. Vanity goes wide swinging out, hoping to pepper them all down, at the very least do damage. Instead, he got nothing for his troubles. Killed by Twists instantly into the round, and you're left with a 4 versus 5 retake.
There's 0 grenades on the server right now.
Yeah.
United, I can't feel like this is a save, right? You've got 4 players alive. They're walking away. It has to be the call. The money isn't great for them, obviously. Marky can drop like Vanity afterwards. But honestly, if Vanity gets like the peak he had, if he has an AK in his hand, he actually might get 2. Just because it might have been, it was more or less headshot angle. He got the first shot off, just didn't land the headshot. I just wonder how different does that play out. But also the fact that Cooper, he was very ready for Elige to come through that smoke, but he actually pulled away from going for the aggressive play and accepted, I'll try and play retake, which in hindsight, he should have really been told, or people should have said, we don't have much utility left. If we're going to try and win the round when they're going onto the site, we kind of need 2 or 3 kills before they get the bomb down, if possible.
Okay. Now this is new.
Ooh,
Double up setup.
It's an interesting one. The tactical time it comes through as well, so I imagine this is just a case of which AWP is going to do what. Obviously, we've seen Cooper towards A. He went for that mid-peak last round. He didn't really get much of a chance to actually, do it. But we saw Food towards B, and he was more towards that Monster area. I always find it personally kind of awkward to AWP Monster. I don't think it's a place you can do it properly towards. 2 AWPs on Overpass, it feels like it's B short. But like, you kind of have to catch them off guard. You can't go further, really, unless you have flash assistance.
Yeah.
Or a player assistance, really. But you can see Cooper on the radar, he's got a very good mid-spawn. So that I imagine that's the guarantee. But the question is, where does the second AWP go? I don't think he's got a good spawn for anything.
Well, round 24. Will the double AWPs be quite troublesome here, or is it going to be negated early on into the round? He has taken the secondary AWP over towards the B site, whereas Cooper, playing off the back of that nice spawn, does go fast and furious over towards Fountain to go for the first peak. Instantly knocked off once again by the flashbang, but everyone else from Team Liquid, including now Elige, are grouped up outside of B. They are hustling and bustling, all of them, brushing shoulders, getting ready to go for an all-out bombardment. It seems like they're playing with the tempo. Ben, Food, shoots right over their heads. Stewie gets the entry onto Marky. The nades are good at least, but it might be too little too late. The team kill comes through. Twists assassinates his own teammate there before getting the trade back onto Freakazoid. It's slightly better, but it's still not a good position to be in at all for eUnited.
That molly. It had a little spin in the air for a bit. It's in in the corner.
They got stuck.
Yeah, and then actually did topple down in the end.
That's rough.
Realistically, how different does it go? If Food gets that 1 kill, then nobody came up short. he would have definitely got round towards sandbags at the very least.
He could have survived for so much longer.
And in that time, Freakazoid would have been able to peek that same angle. He was like 3 seconds away from doing it anyway.
Yeah.
But by the time he was planning to, they double peaked, and obviously we saw Twists take Naf out because of it. Liquid go 13-11 though. That was a very good call, in all fairness. And, like, there was, the grenades were nicely used. And obviously they knew this will catch them off guard. They will not expect a sudden burst after we've done the A mid smokes as well as flashed it normally.
Also, just in terms of like how slow the overall tempo of the game has been, it's been so slow the whole time.
It was like he's going for a headshot.
Yeah.
It was really odd. Like, as bad as it is to, it's not exactly blaming, but like saying that was a catalyst, I guess, right? That's
well, it's just the difference maker of the potential scenario. If he stays alive
for another 5 seconds, even it's not much.
The whole round could have changed.
So we can already see Cooper's got an AWP for this next one. That was from saved from last round. Vanity has his M4 still, but you can see there's not enough money really to get any decent situation out of it, right? Cooper could drop a FAMAS if they really wanted to. I think they personally save. You go 14-11, assuming you do, or you're unable to make work happen with those actual weapons. And then you hope to actually get back in the game at 14-11, which is kind of difficult.
Especially when you're giving Team Liquid more and more momentum.
And money as well, because they've had to save a few rounds on the CT side. When Liquid were on CT, they were just getting killed outright. And taking more lives with them as well, which meant there was no stable economy built. So let's see how this goes. That nade should do quite a bit, actually.
Ooh.
Really nice.
Yeah, straight to the face of Vanity, knocking him down to 69 HP. He is actually going to go aggressive here, playing more of an exposed angle. The timing could be huge as Stewie goes for the flashbang over. He does play anti-flash and adjust himself. Nearly got away with the frag. Instead, really knocks him down quite low. They should get the trade. Food. He was set up for it, Ben. Oh, you hate to see that.
It's really rough. Like, you can't but feel like if it was a USP that was boosted, they probably would have got the kill. Cooper's still involved though, and unfortunately, Naf prowling upon those with a weak buy does get the kill. So 2v4, they know the AWP towards A. Surely B is the player. Naf's already got 1 kill there, he's investigating it further. But Cooper's still making this potential, and Freakazoid gets that kill. It's a 2v2.
This could be sick.
He has armor as well.
If Freakazoid gets the gun, which he's able to find, it just depends on the timing. Freakazoid, the flick around, the wrist breaker comes out as he's going to beat down Naf. A round that looked like it was set in stone to be Team Liquid's now might be picked up by eUnited. They've got the 2 versus 1, Nitro. Holding towards short, scoped in. He has the AWP. He has a smoke to block off the angle. He can make his life a little bit easier, but he's blind. And Freakazoid is going to push the agenda, goes down to the Glock, but Cooper will trade it. Somehow, they save the round. Freakazoid never should have gotten that second frag.
The Abadir brothers power through. 3 kills for Cooper, 2 for Freakazoid.
It's ridiculous. The synergy they have.
I'm just surprised that, like, things just started falling apart. Like, Nav should have been screaming at his team, get to B. Like, you've seen the AWP on A, don't give him a chance to get another kill.
Like, the mental part is now, essentially we're at a position where map 1 was getting on teetering of just being shut down. It was over. It was completely done and Team Liquid were going to walk away. Now you've won a round that's so influential in terms of everything. Confidence, money, the position you're actually in the game. This is set up to be way more interesting now, Ben, as they're instantly going all in. Team Liquid looking like they're falling back into the idea of going for a fast place play. They do take a fair bit of damage from the Molotov. Marky hasn't been spotted out, but he fires off warning shots. Now they know where he is, and it's all crumbling. Twists with the 2K, Stewie with the opening kill onto Marky. And a round that could have been so nice for them has instantly been stolen. And Team Liquid, furious off the back of what happened previously, want to close it down right now.
If you ever want an example of fluffing your lines, I think you go to Marky POV right there, first 15 seconds of the B attack coming in. Because obviously he was kind of half dazed flashed, but he saw the first guy go past, 100% saw him go past. Surely you don't try and still get the shot off. Like, gosh, being the barrel player at B, you should know that you just tuck in if you can, and then you get the prowl as soon as there's a flash out. And they lose another gun as well, so only Cooper stays in. He has 4,500. You've got 3 players who are on double eco. 14-12 means you're not able to actually safely double eco. See, oh, the flash came in just late, but he still like shot at the player running past. You're never going to get that kill, especially with an M4. Pause comes out, so Cooper, he actually drops an M4 to a Freakazoid. Food buys his own with armor. They are all in, like I mentioned, you're 3 players double eco. You can't actually double eco. You need to force into this one and hope you get back into the game. But Liquid have 3 players with over $5,000, which means these next 2 rounds, even if you win them, they will be full buys. Like, that's the scary factor here. There's so much money built up that you're not in a safe position even if you win 2. And by that point, the round loss bonus is building up. That's not even mentioning potential bomb plants even. They did everything to get into it. That round was so big, and then in 10 seconds it was gone.
The momentum you would have had as well from the clutch round, instantly just taken away from you. You're left in a worse position with your economy. Like, so many factors that will frustrate them. You've now only got 3 real weapons to take into this round as well, with 2 M4s and 1 AWP on Cooper. You've got 1 kit as well, so if this goes into a slow round again from Team Liquid, it could actually work out even worse for eUnited.
It's the same names from last round. So they're going to be spamming grenades towards Monster, thinking a burst is coming. Like, that's why there's 4 players still at B. But because there's no molly been rethrown or anything, I think Liquid can assume there's not much utility left there. Which is true. I mean, there's 3 flashbangs, 2 smokes. It's not great. Ooh, how much was that? Oh, he's missed. We've been so used to that one actually going all the way over.
So now look at this though.
They need 1 good flash or just contact. Looks like contact to play.
They spotted him out. Marky actually at least knew at least.
He got 2.
He's got the follow-up frag as well. Somehow, this has put them into a way better position than it should have been. Cooper, you've got the backstab. That's an easy shot onto Elish. He's ready for the follow-up as well as he shoots out. He's left on 6 HP. He nearly got the kill, Ben. Goes down, and it is all on Freakazoid. Now 1 versus 2. He has the smoke. He had time as they're pushing towards him, though. All it came down to was him hitting his shots. He couldn't do that. Executed as the bullet will land right between his eyes, and it's all taken away. Match point achieved now for Team Liquid.
I don't know how Marky got the 2nd kill.
I
It was the
have
same
no
situation
idea.
as Vanity earlier, isn't it? But Cooper, he got a 2nd chance at life here. He just missed the shot.
Yeah.
He gets that kill. Nitro obviously will still get the kill on Pit. But then, you've got a lovely 2v1.
The rough part is as well, look how broken they are in terms of what they've had to take into this round. It's literally the ultimate scatter by.
Thing is as well, like, they picked this because they felt confident of what they did before, right?
Yeah.
This is kind of a heartbreaking loss, though, in my mind. Obviously, it's not quite over just yet, but it feels like it's coming regardless, because Naf will walk out. He should get the exit on B short here, which is the case. B is completely taken. You're at 4v2. Should be pushing towards 16-12 here, unless Freakazoid can get onto this site and wipe out Naf.
No.
Sadly not.
Yeah. Potentially the only chance they had left into that round would have been right then and there. At this point, it's a 1 versus 4. Vanity would have to do something absolutely miraculous to have any chance. Likelihood is Team Liquid close it down here. Bear in mind as well, although it is Overpass, it's eUnited's pick.
The thing is, like, if you actually do put on paper and say Team A pick Overpass, Team B pick Mirage, and then say the result was Team A lost this, whatever, you would probably say it's actually a really even veto, just because last week they switched the picks, right? Which, this scoreline very similar to what United beat Liquid last week. It was 16-11 to United last week.